Hi, Tanisha. How you doing? Okay, let's take a look at the front cover. Front cover looks pretty good. There's one thing that is really, really kind of visually uncomfortable, and that's the fact that this line right here and your line of your type isn't following the diagonal that you've created in the layout. That's a problem because it creates this triangle right here. See that? Creates that jagged triangle, and that's not comfortable. I would definitely make sure that those are parallel lines, the baseline of your type and then the side of that triangle. Okay. Other than that, I think the cover looks pretty good. On to the back. This is Tanisha. This is a mistake. This would be considered a typographic error, and one of the reasons is because you don't want to place type over an image ever, really, in any situation. Well, I shouldn't say in any situation. There are some ads that'll have like a clear space in the sky, which is showing a blue sky that would be perfect to slip type in there. But you don't ever want to slip type over somebody's face. It's just a practice that's really difficult to work with because number one is that we're just prone to look at the face. So it's likely that the person looking at this is going to look at the face and skip the type. This type is really difficult because it's not legible over the face. Okay. Another problem we have typographically is that your character counts are too long. Go back to I think it was week 2 and 3 where we had those 18 rules, or actually the 17 rules. Remember we added the 18th rule ourselves. We'll go back and check those rules, and one of them you'll see that one of them is not to place type over images, and the other is to watch your character count. Your character count would be optimal at somewhere between 49 and 69 characters, and I would be willing to bet that a lot of these lines are over 100 characters. That includes the character and the spaces. That includes the letters and the spaces and punctuation as well. So I'm guessing that you're pushing at least over 80, pushing 90 on some of these, maybe even 100 character count. That's too long. It's just too much to ask the eye to go all the way over here and then come all the way back here, start there, do it again. By the time you're at the fourth line into the first paragraph, your eyes are too fatigued to continue. Okay, the next thing I would say is that you're doing another thing that is something that is not recommended in typography, and that's you're centering your type. You have straight centered, center justified type with the last line centered, and that would be something that would be considered a typographic error. You don't ever want to center body copy in an editorial piece, which is basically what this would be. It's a biography. And then over here, this is just kind of placed over here. I'm not seeing any. And then again, this is center too. Okay, see that? Well, just so you know, the reason we don't like to center type is because it creates very symmetrical negative space. So the negative space is symmetrical, meaning that, and what do we know about symmetry in design? It's boring. That's why you see a photograph. When you see a photograph, it's never dead center in the composition. It's always in the rule of thirds. It's always offset. So because why? Because the negative space created by a center aligned object is symmetrical, and symmetry is not the most interesting thing in design. Okay, recommendations here. Yes, I would turn this right here. I would take this, I would take the type, bring it down, put her picture up here maybe, bring the type down, and let's get at least 2 columns. 2 type boxes. 1, 2, get her image, work her image in somewhere. I think right here would be a perfect spot for her image, right there. Then I would left align that, align it with the image, left align all that type, and then up here, just go with the straight, let's go with the yellow background to work that into the composition to get this continuation worked in. And the yellow background, go with, I don't know, probably black type or gray. And then give 2 column type alignment. Left align, rag right, 2 columns, all right, with maybe a little headline. And that would be my recommendation. I really think it would help bring things together. I think placing the image down there would be really super interesting. That way you don't have to work with this giant image staring us in the face now, as you know, as a designer, you know that whenever you put a face on anything, that's where the eye goes first, especially if it's showing eyes. If you're showing eyes, you're going to have a real difficult time, especially at this size, because all eyes are going right there. All eyes are going to the face. So that's kind of working against you in terms of obstructing your typography. All right, good job. Any questions at all, please let me know. I'll clarify. All right, looking forward to final. Thanks.